So, I was doing some thinking driving today, and I wanted to run some numbers, right? And I have some old chronograph data from previous tests before I run suppress, right? And I posted it up on my own Discord so that way, because it's a dead Discord pretty much, so that way I can look at it, right? And if I click this, it'll bring it up to here. Click that, and it'll bring up my spreadsheet essentially, right? And it tells me 308 Winchester, PMC bronze, the MAD imitation, the 147 grain stuff out of my PTR 91. It's a 10 meters away from the chronograph approximately. PMC bronze tells you pressure, bullet weight, all these factors you add into it. And there was my 10 shot string. So from that, I've got an average power factor right there, 369. I did that for a couple of rounds that I have easy access to. And so I wrote it down. Power factor is relevant between the velocity and weight, right? It's a mathematical equation. You can get a relative effectiveness of energy on target via how fast and how heavy it's going, basically the inertia of it. And they use it in pistol competition and other kinds of competition as a standard for units of measurement. It's just like 369 unit. That's it. It's nothing like you can actually, if I put 100 kilograms on something, that's 100 kilograms on something. No, it's just 369 because they're trying to get what relevant power of that particular cartridge is compared to other cartridges. So that way you could shoot whatever you want at these high-speed matches, IPSC, IDPA, all that other stuff. People want to use different calibers because they have different ideas of what calibers work for them. So I did this. So the PMC bronze come out to 369. I did a 10-shot group of the Federal 110 grain VMAX 308. That was about 3,000 feet a second. That power factor is 332. I did the Winchester White Box M80. That power factor was 394. And I did the Tula Steel Case 147 grain stuff, and that power factor was 364. And then what I've gotten some success with is the 311-299 mold, lubricated and sized on a lubricizer with a gas check. I've gotten a lot of success with that. It's really dirty burning, and I'm trying to simplify this round here down to something that's a little more effective, a little easier to earn, a little cheaper to make. So that power factor off of the Dillon, because what I'm using to calculate some of these power factors is the Dillon Precision's reloading power factor calculation. So you can come in here, punch this in. So if I change this to 300, right, it'll instantly change my power factor to 324 there. So that's how I got this number. Is these bullets are throwing approximately 211 grains, and I want them to go 1,080, and that's approximately where they're going. So I've got a basic power factor of 227. The average between the bronze, VMAX, M80, and Tula for power factor is 364. The nice thing about power factor is it doesn't matter the ballistic weight of the projectile, it's going to spit out a number that's relevant. So your average power factor for that G3 is 364 across the different four loadings. To actually emulate service ammunition out of cast bullets, for that 311-299, I'd have to throw 1725 feet per second. I'd have to throw that bullet that fast. For the lead 200 grain, which is coming out at about 205 grain-ish, I'd have to throw that 1776 feet per second to get on that number as close as possible. This 265 grain accurate bullet mold that I've ordered, I'm waiting on turnaround to get the same effectiveness as, the M80 and all this other stuff. I'd have to throw that 1375. Now that bullet mold, I have a lot of faith in, and here's my receipt. That's how much he charged me for a 5 cavity aluminum mold with a trough in it. See, you can kind of see my alloy is so bullet design 31-264, body diameter ordered at 308. Gas check, no, because I don't want gas checks. They add extra cost plus extra time. Fitted top punch, yes. PTR GIR is what it is. Special notes, magazine fed from surplus 20 round. Bullet needs a rounded nose to properly cycle. Contact this email. So, tapered nose, powder coat. Use special notes to define tapered nose. This is what it's going to end up looking like, and this is the design specification for it. So it's got quite a bit in here, and it comes out 2/10, and then it actually steps out right there to your actual body diameter that you need. So, and it comes out to 308. So hopefully this will ride on the bore and it won't ride in the lands. Or I mean, it'll ride on the land, on top of the lands, and not get engraved much, if at any all. And then this will be the actual engraving part of it. So that way it'll function correctly. Now with this being just a 1/2 inch, I don't know if it'll stabilize in a 1-in-10 twist barrel without breaking the sound barrier. What I'm trying to do is basically 300 blackout stuff with a 1-in-10 inch barrel on a 308 Winchester. Now I've got to wait to actually figure this out to see what's up, because I have to wait for it to come in. It hasn't came in yet. I do have a set of Lee 6 cavity mold handles for it. It's a 5 cavity mold, so once I get it, I'll be cooking. But if it doesn't work, if this doesn't work for subsonic, I guess I could always push it to this 1375 without adding any gas checks with powder coating, because I was going to powder coat it irrelevant, powder coating anyway, so how I assemble it is irrelevant because it doesn't have any, it's a grooveless design, so it has to be powder coated, or Lee Allox, and I've never had good luck with that Lee Allox. But yeah, I just wanted to put out a little video saying that, hey, to get M80 performance, I can do it out of cast bullets, but I have to go 1375 with that heavier bullet, and it may have to do that anyways. But here's something that's encouraging, right? That 311-299 that works, that subsonic in cycles, gives out a 227 power factor. I run some generic numbers through my fucking head, essentially, through that Dillon comparator, basically. For 223-556, 55 grainers go about approximately 3,000 feet a second for true, M193. That gives a 165 power factor. 77 grainers going about 2,500 feet a second, because I think they go about that, is 192.5 power factor. The 62 grainers, and I'm pretty sure they'll go 2,700 feet per second out of it, like a 20-inch barrel. Most of them, I think, will get up to that. That's 167 power factor. A traditional full metal jacket, 7.62 by 39, 123 grain, going 2,300 feet per second. That's 282. M1 carbines, 110 grain, 1,900 feet per second. That's a 209 power factor. So to do what I'm wanting to do with this G3, just label it as a G3 blackout pretty much. 265 grain, 1080, gets me 286. So I've got on the same energy equivalency subsonic as 7.62 by 39 supersonic, going quite a bit faster. My regular one goes 227. That beats the brakes off of 223. And this 211 mold, let me look. 1 second here. On Midway, I guarantee you can get a new production 311 299 mold. Yeah, here. Lyman 2 cavity bullet mold, 311 299, 30 cal, 309 diameter, 200 grain round nose, gas check, for $100 available right now. Anybody can get this, get a set of mold handles, and produce this round. And I've got a 1-in-10 twist, and it's stable, and it cycles a G3 with a 70-degree locking piece. Right? It's stable and it cycles it with a suppressor. Unsuppressed, it will not cycle it. So some of my hope with this 265 grain custom mold is that I could get this round to go this speed and cycle the 70-degree locking speed, or locking piece, locker, I like to nickname it, cycle that locker unsuppressed. So it wouldn't matter if you're suppressed or unsuppressed, you're going to be able to get it to actually cycle. Because this depends on the suppressor for the extra back pressure with that 70-degree locking piece. And you can get the 70-degree locking pieces off of, hold on, 70-degree locking piece. Yep, this is where I get them from. Rim County Manufacturing. Number 20. $50. Generally, he's always got them in stock. Clicky. It's not going to show you for shit. That's what I bought, essentially. I'm pretty sure I bought the exact same thing. And it works. New 70-degree locking piece for the HK23E and other custom builds, made for the finest ordnance grade steel and heat treated to perfection. A spare part for your MM23E or HK23E or other custom built HK firearms. 11 in stock. So you can do what I'm doing, and that's why I'm putting this information out. And as well, if you do the common thing, you're getting good energy. And I've made hits out to 200 yards, no problem, consistently. Now, I haven't really stretched any accuracy, but I've gotten torso shots every time at 200 yards, because I've shot a little bit of paper at 200 yards with this. Now, trying to get stupid good accuracy out of it, I'm not concerned with that just now. I'm not concerned with it with functioning of this weapon. So far it's working. I'm trying to improve. And I'm improving so much that I'm going to get this 265 grain custom. And I will, if this doesn't cycle with what I want, I can use it still. But I will end up ordering probably a 250 grain, a 245 grain, and I have a 230 grain Lee mold on the way, one of their 300 blackout ones. I'm going to try that, and then I can try a 220 grain, and then that 311 is pretty much a 210 grain. And I could come down in 10 grain increments or whatever I need to see what works best for this weapon, for the 70-degree locking piece. And I will put out that information the best I can. No promises, though, because it's my own budget that's doing this. But anyways, thanks for watching my little TED Talk here. Every time I film off my phone all the time, every time I flip my front to rear facing cameras, it skips a little video. So if it's a little jumpy, that's why. So I apologize. Bye.